because you got to feel your hard feelings. I'm not about toxic positivity. I can't stand toxic positivity. You got to feel your hard feelings, but we can learn how to get out of the gutter quicker. And we can rewire that brain and those pathways where we start taking a different route. I love your honesty on that. 2.5 kids and all of these things, and now you've arrived at happiness. The last 20 years of research has said, and we laugh, but like script, and you get the really good job, and when you get the really good job, you get the really good paycheck, and when you get the really good paycheck, you got to work even harder. You got positive versus negative, neutral, or stressed. When it's that positive, you are 31% more productive. Can you imagine being 31% more productive during the school day? And then the one that really gets me is that you're 10 times more engaged in your job. You start doing this new formula. You might not believe me, but use it as a study. Use this as a research. You see what happens when you start reclaiming those other parts of your life. You see what happens to the person that's showing up in the school building every day. Because we got to get kids reading and writing, right? And so that's a problem because they're not understanding the research, and the research says that when we get kids to play, they learn better. But the research also says that as adults, what was that? I see you, right? Yes. Really wired inside of you. How many of you do play? Or do you think, no, you got to start prioritizing play in your life. And when you do prioritize play, you get your brain to positive. And when you get to brain to positive, you're more productive, you're more engaged. Some of them are like, oh. But really and truly, it's going to change the culture. It's going to change the culture of that school. So what we're going to do is play, and I need everybody to stand up. I need everybody to move your body 30 minutes a day. One is social connections, relationships, random acts of kindness, and meditation. Those are the top 5, okay? But there's a lot more. Now, gratitude. It's a 2-minute daily practice, and I'm going to tell you why it works. As average human beings, we have about 70,000 thoughts a day. And if you're an average human being, 80% of your thoughts are negative in a day's time. But what we know about the brain is that the brain is malleable. The brain is changeable. You see, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of pathways in your brain. Thousands. And whichever pathway you go down the most, let's say like, I don't know, you're negative about your job. You're complaining about your job. Let's say you complain about your job 56 times today. Tomorrow it's going to be 72. The next day it's going to be 150. Because whichever pathway you go down the most gets the most ingrained, which means your brain goes there even easier. When I teach you that if you would just write down 3 different things that you're thankful for every single day, somewhere between days 21 and 30, we start to rewire your brain. All of a sudden, your brain starts to take a different pathway. And all of a sudden, you're picking up more good than bad throughout your day. It's pinging for you. You're seeing the good. That means your brain's at positive versus negative, neutral, or stressed. Don't just say, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for legs that help me run. Be specific. I did this with my students. We'd start every day with 90 seconds of gratitude. Let's go. What are you thankful for? Boom, 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 boom. 90 seconds later, we had 27 gratitudes. At the end of the day, because I was an elementary teacher, they'd pull their notebooks out. They'd write, I am thankful. Here's a study out of Stanford that says the rule of 50. 50 hours of work produces about 37 hours of useful work, okay? 50 hours produces 37 hours of useful work. If you push it just 5 more hours, if you say, I just got to work 5 more hours, I just got to get this done, I got to take this work home, I got to finish this lesson, I got to grade these papers. You work 5 hours and you've lost 7.